Hey, this is Radio Man here, you movie and TV and podcast worlds. I'm being, I don't know what, being programmed here, I guess. I really don't know what I'm doing. Like a robot. So, if you watch on streaming, the Academy Award movie, 8 nominations for Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie, James Mangold panned me slowly in the beginning of the movie. Right in the beginning of the movie. And I had no idea. I haven't even seen it yet. Have you? I didn't get a copy from, usually get DVDs from SAG. Well, that one didn't come in. Anyway, it's like over a minute of him, Timothy Chalamet playing Dylan, and you hear the music of Dylan in the background. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. And he's walking with the guitar, and I slowly walked past him. In a long brown overcoat with a weird-looking hat and nasty-looking dirty boots, and he put me right in that thing. Mangold did. So hopefully they'll win a few awards. It's hard to know who's going to win or who's going to lose.
Yeah, they put in a lot of times. I think it's a good luck charm.
Basically, what the Academy Awards, as you probably know, is for the industry.
Yeah.
You're not making anything big about it. You just got a statuette and say, "Oh, look, I got an Oscar." What am I going to do? Put up my rear end? I mean, come on. It's nice to be recognized that way, but it really doesn't matter. You look basically at box office and what happens with that. And the movie is very good, though. It is very good. So I understand.
Yeah. I got a funny story. I got a funny story for you about Andrew, our buddy Andrew.
Yeah.
So for those who can't see off camera,
I thought he was a collector. I told him earlier. I said he was in the business. He goes, "No, I'm Greek."
Andrew, the director of
it's all Greek to me. Yeah.
Andrew, the director of my documentary, is who connected us, and he's working on a show with you, right? Or you guys are working on a show with Radio Man. But when he was filming the movie on me, I was running a 100-mile race on the Appalachian Trail, right? So I was worried about getting done with the race. That's all I wanted to do was run the race.
So you were focused just on that race.
Right. But he was focused on getting good shots, right? And so I'm at like mile 60 or mile 70, more tired than I've ever been in my whole life. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm starving. I'm tired. It's cold. It's wet.
Sure.
And he would be like, "Sean, I didn't really get..."
So while you were running, all you had was water?
No, you get calories and stuff like that, but you never sit down and eat like a whole meal. And then I ran for 27 hours straight. So that's a long time to go without a meal. So,
and you ran across the country?
No, from Alabama to Georgia, pretty much, on the Appalachian Trail. But he wouldn't get the shot he needs, and so he'd be like, "Sean, will you go back over that ridge and come back up over so I can get the shot?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm trying to get done with the race." And so he would always want me to do that. He'd be like, "Will you wait so I can get the drone up to know that?" No, I'm not waiting for all that. But he always wanted to get the shots, but I was in my feelings. I wasn't making it happen.
See? Yes. So you didn't get your way. He wanted to continue on his way and get the job done.
So,
right?
So,
and when I do these autographs and what I do, I make sure I try, most likely, get the job done, get everything done that has to be done. And I'll stay out for hours on end just to get these pictures signed. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't leave and then, a couple of hours and then forget about and run away like some of these idiots do, But nope, I stay there. Radio Man, you still here? Oh, yeah. What do you got? Just like that. Bingo. It'll be Arnold or Stallone or Harrison, whoever, And you respect that, because I don't pound on the door and wait, I wait till everything's over or whenever they have free time, and then they do it.
Yep.
Sometimes I have to wait days, months, like Bobby De Niro. He has that package of pictures now for the last 3 years. And he has a guy called Ernest who runs, he's like his chief cook and bottle washer. He's with him all the time. Yeah. Ernest, you get him yet? No, he hasn't signed him yet, Radio. In fact, he's going to start a movie called The Whisper Man, which is going to be mostly in New Jersey. And is there something on there? Who else is in that show?
I haven't heard.
Eve Houston, I believe, or something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
I got a big question for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So Andrew, I haven't talked about this on the show yet or anything like that, but Andrew saw fit that he wants to turn the documentary 100 Miles to Redemption into a movie. And so I want to know, if this happens, will you be in my movie?
I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It's joking. Absolutely. There's no question. I'll definitely be in your movie.
All right.
Where they wanted me to be just like me, right? No others are dressed up in any kind of weird clothes or anything like that. No hair and makeup, just me. Is that right?
So
We're gonna get you in there. I'm gonna find a role for you.
There'll probably be some hair and makeup.
Okay. They can hear you from there? We want to get closer to the mic.
no, they
And
can
be seen.
They can pick them up. We'll put the subtitles on the.
Okay. Here I am running your show. It is your show.
You take it over. We'll call it the Radio Man Takeover of IAmRedemption. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What? Let me ask Vinny. So, what, as far as your acting career goes, like, how did you get into that?
So how I got started is I was a financial advisor. I was a broker. I had living in a house, wife, kids, Long Island. And my sister-in-law was a producer at MTV.
Mm-hmm.
And she calls me one day. She's like in a panic. She said, what size suit are you? 40 regular. Why? I need you to get in your car. You have to come to Connecticut. Here's the address. I need you to come right away as soon as you can get it. I'm like, why?
They always want you to come to Connecticut.
Yeah, I know. And so she's like, we're shooting a TV movie for MTV. And one of our actors no-showed. He's playing the principal of a school. We're shooting all the scenes today, and he's not here. I need someone who fits the wardrobe we have to get up here. So I'm not an actor. I don't know what don't worry. I'll get you through it. It's like 12 lines. You'll make it. I'm like, all right. I get my car. I go up there in the suit. And,
Were you kind of excited?
I was indifferent.
Really?
I was like, so goddamn annoying. But and I'm thinking, how do I do this? Do I got to remember stuff? So I get up there, and they put me in a scene opposite some kid. I'm supposed to be a principal scolding a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, do my lines or whatever. And then they would cut to the kid and do the reverse. And he would very indifferent, very whatever, just give his lines. And then cut. They would tell him, look, you're supposed to be scared, intimidated. This is your principal. You may get kicked out of school. You have to, okay, try it again. Yeah, but look more nervous, more scared. So they take the kid shot again. He's still doing it. He's not delivering. So I said, I got an idea. Hold on. They put the turnaround on the kid. Okay, action. I said, look, you little motherfucker. This is my one big shot, my one big break. You better get this right or I'm going to fucking snap you in half. Do you understand me? And he's like, and she goes, okay, now do like that. And then he did his lines. He was like, I was scared to death. So I was like, did we get it? Like, yeah, that was good. I said, I was just fucking with you, man. And they're like, oh, that was really good. And then they did my lines and my scenes, and I was good. And they're like, wow, that was really good. You got us through the scene, and you got it delivered, and you were good. What are you doing next Thursday? I don't know. Why? Maybe work? Why? Well, we're doing a Tide commercial in Manhattan. Would you like to come and do the Tide soap commercial? Okay. So I do the Tide thing. While you're here, can we book you for Hot Pockets? So now I'm like doing like commercials and prep and think like out of nowhere. And my sister goes, that was really pretty good, but you're a little rough. You really don't know anything. You should go take some acting classes. So I tell my wife, I'm going to take some acting classes. She says, knock yourself out, whatever. I started getting into it. I started getting to like it. I was loving the work, the process. I was really throwing myself in it. Went on a couple of auditions, got a few short films, did an off-Broadway play, and it just kept snowballing. Now I'm working like 50.
You went from being a financial advisor to doing off-Broadway?
I would go to my office, suit and tie, manage millions of dollars of clients, change wardrobe, and go to a theater and do a show for 2 hours.
I never knew any of this, Vinny. I never knew any of
You
it.
never bothered to ask.
No, well, how did I know that?
Selfish.
I thought you were just there for me and doing whatever.
Shows.
No wonder why you haven't been around with me.
Yes.
That
So-
often, yeah.
So now I'm working pretty steady.
Right.
I was doing background.
Are you trying to steal my thunder? Is that it?
Absolutely. Believe it. On my best day, I cannot steal.
Okay, whatever.
So I'm doing I was doing SNL background, a line here, whatever, small stuff. But it was a lot of fun. I was really into it. And I ended up doing one of those, it's called a Dollar Baby, a Stephen King movie, short, where they don't pay for the rights, but they're allowed to shoot the movie as long as they don't monetize it. Kind of a built-in calling card. and Stephen King was in town, and everything was great, and I shot this thing. The director comes up and he goes, "Look, you have a money company or something, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, something like that." He said, "Well, I don't know what we're doing. The budget's out of control. It's out of whack. It's all over the place. This thing is drowning. I know you're only working like 2 days as an actor, but can you help me out, manage this thing, like help me produce it?" I said, "I have no idea." Not the first thing. He said, "Well, here's a list of things I need to achieve. Find a way to get them done." Okay, so me and another producer who was on it, who was a very competent young lady, taught me a lot, Tracy. We get through this production. It came in on time, under budget, looked fantastic, did really well in the festival circuit. So then he comes back to me again. "Hey, I'm producing another thing. Would you like to come on board?" Sure. Next thing I know, I'm like 12 projects in, and then they start asking me, "Could you help produce plays, like off-Broadway shows?" So now I'm producing and acting, and they were throwing me those nepotism roles. "Hey, could you please produce this if we give you a role?" Which I didn't really like, because if, as a good producer, if there's
I have many hats.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go ahead. So if as a good producer, I need to get the best guy in the role for the job. And a lot of times it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, no. I'm stepping aside. And everybody thought I was crazy, giving up roles to put in actors who fit the bill better. I mean, sometimes I fit the bill perfectly. Sometimes roles were written for me. So now, I'm like 5 features in that I produced that all have gotten distribution.
No shit.
And I still do act a lot. I just did a TV pilot, which was really, really funny. I'm up for a feature that's supposed to start shooting in a month. So I do a lot of acting work still.
Right.
But that's like 80-20, 80% producing. I got a feature film opening. It was in theaters in November. It's opening Amazon and iTunes and Fandango, called Godless, on the February 28th.
Tell me about Ovum.
Ovum was a movie I produced. Radio was in it. We put him in it.
Yeah.
That was the first feature film I ever produced. First time director, first
I never
hire.
seen myself in it. You never showed it to me, but you said I'm in it. But
You're in it, trust me.
Who knows?
So Ovum was the first thing I put radio in. I don't get the opportunity to put him in a lot of things.
Right.
Like the Godless is a political drama set in
Harold, what's
the
his name?
Kansas-
Harold, the black guy. Is he in Godless?
Yes.
Yeah.
The black guy. Okay.
Accurate description.
Harry Lennox.
Harry Lennox. He's been around.
Harry Lennox. He was in Zack Snyder's The Justice League.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff.
Blacklist.
Black
The show with James Spader.
Really, really great guy. Very nice to work. Everybody in that movie was good to work with.
Right.
And so Godless, it did well. Played in the theaters. Well, hopefully it does well on streaming. It's a taut political drama revolving around the Catholic Church. Very topical, very intense.
Watch it.
It's an intense 90-minute movie. But there was nowhere for me to put him.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
Let me ask you, as an actor, both of you guys, how do you as an actor, how do you deal with hearing about possibly getting a role, hearing about a possible opportunity, and then that like falling off? Is that something you get used to? Because I'll say for me, early on, before he had ever shot the documentary, my story started getting out there. And I was part of a run group at the time where I'd gotten Member of the Year. And so I had started hearing all these trickle downs. I was supposed to go on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. I'm supposed to go on Lance Armstrong's podcast. I'm supposed to do a bunch of these things. And I would hear about it, and then they would never happen. And then I was like, why isn't this happening? Or people just not about their word? I would later find that this running group was basically using my story to get them self-recognition. And then when the people would reach out for me to come on their shows or whatever, they would then go on the shows saying they couldn't get a hold of me. But I just remember, like, that was a weird time in my life. I'm just getting sober. I don't quite know who I am yet. Still trying to discover who this new...
Taken advantage of is very confusing and very upsetting.
Right.
And especially if you don't understand it, you start questioning what it is about me that appeal. I'll tell you how I handled the audition process. For a long time, my booking ratio was quite high. And I think the reason is because I was never desperate for the role. I had a job, I had a career, I had a house, had a pension plan, wife, kids, everything was set. Nothing was hinging on me getting this role. So I would go in very calm, very relaxed, very in the moment, and just make my choices, do my thing, and not really have the stress of it. But what I later...
May I interject here for
What's
just
that?
one moment? Just one moment. Why do you have so many tattoos? Can you give me a reason why you have so many tattoos? This is on a different plane, of course.
Absolutely.
And we'll get back to you in a moment.
Don't lose your spot, please. Why do I have so many tattoos?
Right.
No, I'll answer
No,
your
what is the reason why you have so many tattoos? I mean, this is before...
Yeah, I mean, there's some of it that was just young and dumb.
Yes, too, or whatever.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean,
they're nice.
Waist up.
But it
Waist up.
and that's like a story you told with all the words on there, whatever.
Yeah, have you seen the movie Boondock Saints?
It's quite... I know there's a lot of tattoo and ink people who love this kind of stuff.
Have you seen the movie Boondock Saints?
Which one?
Boondock Saints.
No.
With Willem Dafoe and Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus.
He's very friendly with me too. Willem Dafoe, yeah.
So that's one of my favorite movies. So that's an Irish prayer from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I got it when we were in the military because it kind of fits the mold. And then
you don't want to take them off, burn them off.
No, they're me.
They're staying with you.
Yeah, they're me. They're my story.
Absolutely.
Over here, it says "The world is yours." That's from Scarface, obviously.
I mean, you're built like a wrestler.
That was what I wanted to be when I grew up. No, I'd love to be though. That was what I wanted to be when I grew up. And so this one back here, the Jordan, my little sister.
But you're not like a Hulk Hogan or something like that.
No, I'd love.
You're a very mild-mannered guy.
Yeah.
Well, you look like you can kick ass anywhere you go.
Well, I'm much like what he was talking about, where you're just like good. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to be any of those things now. I'm like good. I'm not hungry for it. Right. But my sister, when she was little, she was too small to be able to say Sean. But I always played basketball. That was like my thing.
Right.
And so I was in a 3-on-3 tournament one time, and she walked out on the court mid-game and started pointing up at me. She was 2, and she started going, B-ball, B-ball, B-ball. So all my life, my whole family now calls me B-ball, and I didn't want to get just a basketball, so that's why I got the Jordan back there. But they all do have some.
Would you like to interview Adam Sandler? He's a big basketball guy.
Love that. Yes.
I'm going to talk to Adam about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy interviewing you, though.
Yeah, I know.
But all right, let's get back to what Vinny was talking about real quick.
I'm not happy about interviewing me, because I'm what I am.
Right.
But it's cool. I love you. You're a very interesting guy. You really are.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Me, I know what I'm about, but
right.
other people don't, so that's what we're trying to explain.
Yep. Oh, we're going to let them
And
know.
they're probably still thinking, how does this bum know all these people?
Man upstairs.
Yeah. A certain, percentage of people are thinking I'm a bum. Yeah.
So I'm wearing the dress. It's pink. I'm on my way to Santa Monica. But that's not the right story, right?
No.
Oh, auditions, right.
So you got me, too. I'm like, where did I miss this part in the story? You got me. I was like, oh, shit, what did I miss?
Locked in. I was like, well.
This took a left.
No, so I got to the frame of mind that going for an acting audition is not to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
The audition is the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's the job. I have to make my choices. I have to be present. I have to be prepared. I have to be aware of the material. I have to know who's in the room. That's the job. Once you go, you do the job. Whether you get the thing that comes after it is irrelevant.
Right.
Because you have no control of it. There have been roles that I've gotten because I fit the suit. There were roles I didn't get because I was an inch too short, an inch too tall. I one time went in for a beer commercial. And they said, we're looking for just average-looking men. So I go in for the audition. I don't get the role. And to this day, I don't know if I didn't get it because I was above average-looking or below average-looking. I don't know. So you're never going to know.
I do know one thing.
What's that?
His real name is Pt.2, Italian,
Not
and I
close
played
to the pronunciation.
Vinny the Guinea, who looks and sounds like a Jew. Right?
That's right. And that's the way he
So with
introduces
the
me.
glasses, you really do.
That's the way he introduces me to all his celebrity friends. Really, the Guinea that looks like a Jew.
That's right.
I've made my peace with it.
Yeah.
We just let it go. They're very polite to him.
Yeah.
They look at me and go,
yeah,
it's all right.
What happened with Alec Baldwin? Were you there that time?
No. think so.
He did a movie with Demi Moore. We were over at the Kaufman Astoria Studios, and at that time his wife was Kim Basinger, right? Oh, Larry was there at the time. You know Larry Holzman, Holzer, and who's suffering from heart problems right now. A great kid too, a really nice guy. Anyway, so I go, what do you do after you did that? He goes, oh, I know what you do. You go home and you fuck your wife. And he looks at me, Alec Baldwin, goes, yeah, Radio Man. And I just like that, you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to haul off me, but he didn't.
Right.
He has no filter whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's you always have to be a little cautious. Like even this morning in Buc-ee's, at the young lady at the cash register, I was like, dude, these are not questions for a Buc-ee's cashier.
Yeah, what were they?
I'm not to it.
Okay.
I'm not.
What did you think, real quick, Radio Man? You're from New York City.
Yeah.
You end up in Texas.
No, I'm actually from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Okay, that's where I grew up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You're from New York, the real New York, not state. You end up in Texas. What was your experience like walking into Buc-ee's for the first time?
Into Texas.
In the Buc-ee's.
The Buc-ee's.
Oh, the Buffy.
Buc-ee's. The store you went.
Buc-ee's, yeah, the beaver place.
Where you got all the sandwiches.
The sandwiches are great. I mean, I have some, but I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
The Italian stallion or whatever that was. The place is enormous. It's like one long food thing, you know. They got everything there. Incense, peppermints, you name it. Different foods.
Gonna sing.
Drinks I love.
Yeah.
You know. I
Have
don't have it with me, but it's in the other car. I got a big extra large drink, right? And when I saw all the different flavors, I put them all. I put them all together and drink it. I do that all the time. I love mixing that stuff. Drinks, that means soda, not booze, okay? Yeah, it was fabulous. I've never seen nothing like it.
Have you ever seen so many gas pumps?
Yeah, a lot of gas pumps.
A lot of gas
A
pumps.
lot of places there. Food, you have a lot of food places. QT, this one, that one. A lot of Walmarts, which I like. And I'm a bike enthusiast, okay? So there's a certain bike I want called High Timber from Schwinn. And it's the type I like, big, thick wheels and chrome fenders. And I'm looking to get that if I can. And Walmart would have it very reasonable. And I was saying to you, oh, but then he'd probably charge you shipping and all that. Correct? Yeah? But anyway, if I can get that bike, I would get it, yeah. High Timber, it's black and gold. And the wheels are about that. You know, we call truck bikes.
Yeah.
You like to run. I like to ride on a bike.
Go.
I would go cross country with something like that.
I
really would.
His biking never ceases to amaze me. Under these sweatpants, his legs are like tree trunks. Solid rock muscle about this big.
Really?
He rides that bike everywhere. He rides him like
with stuff on it and everything. Oh my God!
Like 30 pounds of bags.
Yeah, all the bags.
What
are you doing with all them bags, Ray? You
He's home. You do not need 14 empty soda cans. Why are these here? I like them. I want to say, oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're unusual cans. You can't find them, so I save them.
They're in the
supermarket. And the Christmas cans I save every year. The ones with the Santa Claus on, the Coke cans.
Maybe worth something someday, maybe. So I noticed it seems like you keep a lot of the stuff that, I don't know if they're props or stuff you wore in movies, a lot of like keepsakes from movies, right?
Yeah.
You keep them?
Keep them, yeah.
What are some?
Speaking of which.
What do we got?
Here we go.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, but now you're out of frame in the camera.
007 at the time was Pierce Brosnan, right? That movie.
Yeah.
Which was The World Is Not Enough, I believe. He gave me this watch. He goes, Ready, man, I don't need this bauble anymore. Now look what it says on the face. It's an Omega authentic 007 watch, which he used in the movie.
Wow.
He gave me that. I've got plenty of these. I don't need them. It was at some premiere event out in Times Square, and he gave me that watch. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
And I keep it with me all the time.
A lot of pride. One prop that he has, I think he put in one of his storages, is when he was on 30 Rock. He was
The moon vest, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's Jason's favorite right there. Jason specifically asked.
Yeah, he has the vest somewhere still. Yeah.
Remember the scene when I'm digging into the potato salad, whatever, the fish? That one? And the other one was,
Give me your finger.
give me your fingernails.
It's the near to my heart.
And when I throw a hot dog at, what's her name? At Tina Fey from 30, right there in front of 30 Rock. Yeah, she gave me about 4 or 5 different shows on lines of them.
Rady, do you remember when you facilitated Tom Hanks working with Tina Fey?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks, filming a movie.
Go ahead. You
Tom Hanks is filming a movie on one end of
one end of Central Park.
and Tina Fey is on the other side of Central Park filming, I guess, 30 Rock or something.
It was 30 Rock.
And he's over there going, hey, Tom Hanks is filming over there. Do you want me to go tell him to be on your show? And she's like, yeah, that would be great. That he's busy. It's not going to happen. He gets on his bike, rides to the side. Hey, Tina Fey said she wants you on 30 Rock. Could you do it? He's like, she does? Really? Go tell her I'll do it. Rides back. Yeah. And now he's going back and forth.
Tell her people or tell my people I'll be in the show. And sure enough, he plays a janitor in one of his.
And he did it. He's, no.
Sit there.
He instigated the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
He instigated the whole thing.
No producer, no.
I think you're an agent.
Publisher, no agent.
So all right, so they roll over, you roll over, you get Tom Hanks, he says yes, he comes over, he does it. Now, does he just do that as a favor to Tina Fey, or do they do paperwork?
I'm sure there was some paper.
And they cut a check.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everything is above board. When you're union, working on union
I never
projects,
think about that.
There's really not an option.
Gotcha.
Because she had no idea that
he may have done it for scale, or there may have been some sort of contractual minimum that I'm sure he didn't go give me like $50 million.
Right. Yeah, of course. But I didn't know. I figured, you see different actors pop up in their friends' stuff for like a quick cameo.
There's usually,
because that's my favorite people too.
Yeah.
Tina Fey, absolutely. Yeah.
She looks like an awesome person.
Yeah.
But I know like Matt Damon, I think Matt Damon's been in a couple things where he has like, you don't even know it's him.
My lost that moon vest, I wish I could still have it.
It's in storage. It's in the small one. You still have it. It's in the storage.
It is in storage? You saw it?
Yeah. I put it there.
In the big one or the small one?
The small one.
I got to pay for that tomorrow.
Good luck.
They
with your money.
I'm serious. I'll meet you there.
They is there some type? You should be in some type of Hall of Fame. Like
so, have you ever
for what
walked around New York?
Have I?
Have you been there?
Yes.
In the boroughs and in Queens and Brooklyn and
drove through. Never as much as I wanted to, but I went a trip one time to New York City.
It's a crazy city, right?
Yeah. I wish I would have
too much energy.
I wish I would have been in New York City back when it was New York City, and not like the new New York City. When I went there, it was
just tourists still keep coming.
Yeah, I know it was all bubblegum shrimp and like all that stuff, and it was just like I want to go back to like seedy New York, like 70s, 80s New York.
Times.
Well, when the spring or the summer, when we start shooting, like I told you, come by. I'll get you into these shops and meet these people. And meet Spielberg, because he's doing a big movie, untitled, about aliens and so on. They're looking for all kind of military types, and you fit the bill excellently. And I know Steven will say, yeah, I want this guy right away. Right away.
I got neck tats, though.
Yeah. Lines and everything.
That's why they have makeup.
Big part.
So if somebody goes up for a role, if I go, let's say I just walk.
Military.
And try to do that. Are they going to... Would they still cast you if you have tattoos? Or like, oh, he has tattoos. Like, are they going to...
Sometimes they're looking for that.
Right.
And it's a bonus.
Yeah, but they are looking for that.
If not, they cover them. Cover them easy, no problem.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
You could be a stuntman. Yeah, you're built like that.
Yeah, they could cover all that easily.
The guy we had on last week was a stuntman. He'd been a stuntman for a while. And he has face tats, too. Everywhere.
You were a stuntman?
No. I had a buddy of mine. Him and his brother were both a stuntman for years, but he's all face tatted up and everything. Yeah. I went to LA for the first time recently, and I met a guy out there. We were having breakfast, and he told me he was a body double. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And so he's like, oh, well, have you ever seen the movie Legend? And I was like, Tom Hardy's my favorite actor. Absolutely. He goes, if you look on the movie poster, that's me. And so what they will do is, things like
is this Batman?
No. It was Legend, where he plays the twins. Tom Hardy, the Cray twins. Right? Cray twins. But he was like, or like the movie Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
He's the body double in that for the movie poster. And so he says it would cost too much to have Keanu Reeves come in and do that, so they don't do that. So they'll have me go in. But the female actress, she wasn't that much, so they had her there. So he's like, I just hung out with her all day.
You mentioned Key. I call him Key. Keanu. He's also a great friend of mine, too. Takes care of me whenever he comes back.
See, I feel bad whenever someone says, "Who are the people?" That
Maybe some people
great by radio
feel sorry over me. I don't know what.
I feel like I always forget somebody like Keanu Reeves. I should never forget
Right.
Keanu
There's
Reeves.
so many you can't even name.
Yeah, Keanu was very, very generous with him.
Who was the one? Wasn't there somebody? I don't know if it was Christian Bale or Keanu, but they'd like missed their flight, or they waited at the airport for you to get there, and like they waited like a long time.
Yeah.
Am I misremembering?
Somebody like that.
Christian, there was an incident with the airport. I don't think it was a missed flight or something.
Who was?
No, wait, what was that?
Was it Bale? It might have been, right?
Also, we haven't brought up George. We haven't brought up George Clooney. That's a huge one. That seems like you're.
Clooney's another guy.
Seems like you're pretty cool with.
Clooney, I mean, I never mentioned.
He's about to do a play on Broadway called Good Night, Good Luck at the Winter Garden starting March 10th. If you want to come by and meet him.
Well, I never meant.
And Grant Hesseloff is producer.
I never mentioned like stuff that people do for him specifically because I feel that's between the celebrity.
Yeah, of course.
And him, but Clooney one time when radio was having a really particularly hard time financially, Clooney stepped up and really gave him an assist. That I thought was ridiculously generous of him to go out of his way to do that.
Wow.
So yeah, no, Clooney.
Clooney, you
there
invisible
are people that care.
That was in the documentary too.
Genuinely, I mean, some people treat him like a novice, like not a novice, like a fun,
like a novelty.
Novelty. That's the word. Thank you. Like a fun little quirky novelty thing. Oh, look, there he is. It's Radio Man. All right, man. Can I take a photo with you? And then they'll storm off, and that's it. But some people like go out of their way, to help him, to befriend him, and they ask him, "How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me. Like, sit down. I want to know how you are." Like Christian Bale, one time said, "I would love to see a show about him just so I could learn this guy's story. Like, where is he from? What is he doing? How did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what he does on a daily basis." Like, they care about him as a person.
I didn't hear that, but you did. They said that to you.
No, he said it to his driver, Jeff.
Who?
Jeff.
Oh, it's Jeff. Yeah, the driver.
Jeff is Christian Bale's driver.
That's right. Jeff Kaplan. He has a lot of people. He has his own limo company, and he has a lot of different clients, like Christian Bale.
And he's had a very successful entertainment industry.
She's a sweetheart too, Anne.
Transportation
Gotcha.
guy. And, I talk to him here and there. And he says that Christian really cares about him. Like, he genuinely cares.
Genuine friend.
Yeah.
People can see when you're authentic and genuine, and I'm sure.
But I don't like to rely on these people for money.
Right.
And I don't ask actors to give me cash.
No.
I just get the autograph signed. That's how I get my money.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have people that are.
Because it's not the
treating them like who they are. All
no, if they're millionaires
and yell at him, and they treat him like he's just another person. I'm sure that's refreshing.
That's the appeal to a lot of these people, is they're treated on a pedestal, and then he treats them like normal, everyday people, and I guess it's refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds them that they're human too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
sometimes he goes a little too far. Yeah. But
a lot of them grew up in the streets too and became famous later as well.
Yeah.
So they understand that kind of way of living way back when. And they see that in me, and it brings them back to their childhood, I guess. I have no idea, but I figure that's what it is.
What was it like growing up in Brooklyn?
It was different, because I wasn't into the business at the time.
Yeah.
My father worked as a laborer, My mother, she never worked. She was just a housewife. And I had a brother who wanted to be a musician and singer. And he tried to break into the business. And he got frustrated after a while. But he did have some shows he did. And cut a record and everything. And his Stage name was Rick Cortell. Okay. Anyway, that fizzled out, and then he got out of the house where we lived in Queens. Beautiful ranch home, and that's where I basically grew up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports growing up?
And then when he was getting older, my father, they would retire. Oh, everybody retiring, going to Florida. So he went to Clearwater, Florida, but I didn't want to go. And after they left, I said, no, I'm working to do on my own. And it fell apart, and I didn't get no money, and I have nothing. And then that's when I became homeless. And I got a job at the post office.
Mm.
And I worked there. Good money. Every 2 weeks, I'd make like $600 they pay bi-monthly. And that was good money then, And I could do whatever I wanted. I was back on my feet, and that was that. Then I find out that my father died in Florida. He used to smoke a lot. Lucky Strikes,
Mm-hmm.
Camels, no filters in those days. And he had cancer. Died. My mother, she went back to Brooklyn, and I stayed with her for a while. And she got sick. We had to take her to the hospital. 97 years old when she died. Bedridden, like she looked like an embryo. Everything was like crumbled inside it. That's amazing. So I have no family left. No family. My aunts and uncles, they're all dead too. But, well, I can get into this, have an ex-wife and all that, but we can speak about that another time. This will be part 2.
Did you enlist or did you get drafted?
Huh?
Did you enlist or did you get drafted?
I got drafted.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you end up playing sport? Did you play sports and stuff growing up?
I really wasn't into sports at all.
No sport?
I loved music and that kind of stuff and stereos and this and that. What I did, only the Yankees. The only thing I cared about was baseball. A big Yankee fan.
Mm.
Not the Mets. I never liked the Mets. No. I didn't go to Shea Stadium, except when the Beatles were there. We climbed the wall of Shea Stadium and got in and watched the show from there. A lot of people did that, like hundreds of them. When Shea was Shea Stadium, which is now Citi Field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't talk to him when there's a Yankee game on the radio because he'll be out on a movie set.
Yeah.
Playing his radio.
Why did I become radio man when I wanted to actually be a DJ?
He could be announcing, calling the games. He's sitting there calling the game with, off the radio. Everybody within earshot knows exactly what's happening at Yankee Stadium.
Shut up. Let me hear the game.
And
And when they lose it, you motherfucker, you made them lose, you son of a bitch. They tied the game
Anyway,
at 5,
on set,
and then they blew it at 6 because of you.
They could break rolling.
Stuff like
Somebody strikes out, they're just going to have to retake that shot because he's cursing, screaming.
And they're all cool. They just let it roll.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, sometimes they.
There it goes to deep left, John
Yeah.
Sterling. And
Sometimes.
It is far. It is gone. A-Rod with an A-bomb. Maybe we call those kind of days, yeah.
So what's on the horizon for you, radio?
What's on the horizon?
What's next? Because I feel like you're about to take over
It's
the
getting
world.
late out. I don't think there's any horizon left out here anyway. No, I'm going to try and get big roles if I can somehow.
So
and now that I'm getting so popular about this stuff, I don't know. People probably going to hire me for different things.
Yeah.
But I'll still want to be me, play myself, no matter what movie it is. If by chance they say, well, we want you with this character, which Sam Raimi did for me when I was a Spider-Man. He dressed me up like a pimp with these hookers. Remember that? Was it Spider-Man 2? Sam Raimi directed it with Tobey Maguire, the first Spider-Mans. Not the new kid now or anybody like that. Not Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland. It was the other guy.
Toby.
Yeah,
Toby.
Toby. Yeah. So he dressed me up like a pimp with gold chains and whatnot. I have these 2 girls on my arm, right, one and one, walking the streets of Times Square, and he put me in a role like that. So I wasn't Radio Man in that particular movie. And there were some other ones I can't remember.
On the horizon, that's coming up.
What's on the horizon?
You have
I
a
mean,
TV show in development.
we have a show in development, yes.
All right. There may be
I don't know what it's all about, basically, and what it is. I interview, like you're doing to me, interview celebrities, and they come back and backfire and interview me.
I love it.
So it's going to be pretty cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, who knows what's going to happen?
We're basically going to get to see the world of Hollywood through his very unique.
Through my eyes,
That's awesome.
we see the world of Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Other than what you see on
so that's in
screen.
development?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what you're doing with, that's what you're talking about with Andrew, right?
Right.
Love it. Guaranteed to be a hit.
And if you want to be in it,
Yes.
more than happy to do so.
The answer is always yes,
Yes.
for sure.
And you maybe be a cop or something like that. Come on, move along. Let's go.
We could have
Get the
him
fuck out of here.
we could have
live
him
with a nightstick.
kick you off your own set.
That would be good.
There you go.
You're no movie star. Who the hell do you think you are?
No.
You're a fucking bum.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, take care.
140.
You ever think of one of the producers just left. So I said bye-bye, I don't come back no
Is there anything specific you'd like to discuss?
Is what?
Is there anything specific you would like to discuss?
Specific that I want to discuss.
Anything on your mind you need to get off your chest?
You got the platform, you got cameras rolling.
Yeah.
This is it.
I want to say, of everything that I did say so far, that I hope everybody who's ever watching this will take heed to it and understand what I'm about. And hopefully, like I said before, you all follow in my footsteps, as it were, and just go forward and be yourself. And don't let anybody put you down and tell you, I can't do this and I can't do that. You can do it, and you will do it, and you should do it. Okay? This is Radio Man. I'm very happy to be here, Sean. And thank you, Vinny. And thank you, Andrew, and everybody. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. You miserable movie whores.
First time in
And
20 years.
podcast.
Right.
Probably.
We got it. We got it.
That's it.
Is it there?
That was perfect. Radio.
Do we go more now? No.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you one question.
Okay.
Let's say hypothetically speaking, tonight
Right.
you're walking out to fight for the heavyweight championship in Madison Square Garden. What's your walkout song? What's that?
Repeat that again?
Let's say hypothetically speaking, you're walking out tonight, Madison Square Garden, packed house, and you're fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. What song are you gonna walk out to? What's that one song that gets you pumped up? Rocky? Let's go. Of course it would be.
Rocky, baby.
Of course it would be.
The first Rocky, not all the other ones, but that was
Well, you and
their anthem no matter what.
you and
We
Rocky
got to
have-
be like strong and do it. That's it.
you,
Just like Rocky, even though I'm not built like it, but in my mind I am.
you and Rocky have one thing in common: the greatest underdog story.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest underdog story.
There you go. Yes, you do.
I guess you're right.
Have you seen the movie Papillon?
George C. Scott.
In bits and pieces, yes.
Steve McQueen and
Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman.
Papillon. Yep, that's not often. So Papillon is my
Escape,
stepfather.
they try to escape. One gets away and the other one dies. Remember?
You know it's a true story, right?
Something.
Just ruined the whole thing.
You know it's a true story, right?
Hmm?
You know it's a true story?
It is a true story.
Yeah.
That's Paradise Island?
No, it's called Papillon. So it was originally a book, but
Yeah, but they were on Paradise Island, weren't they?
Devil's Island,
Prison?
I think it was called. It might have been Paradise Island, but I know Devil's Island in France.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my stepfather's great-grandfather. It's Papillon.
Papillon.
Yeah. I always got a big kick out of that when my stepfather came into my life and I learned that. I'm like, oh my God. I'm kind of related to somebody that everybody
Acting
knows.
is superb. And Dustin is also a very good, cool guy with me.
Yes, he is.
He calls me Lunchman all the time.
Called you what? Lunchman?
Lunchman.
Lunchman.
It's like a hustler, a
Yeah.
Jewish term. He's a lunchman. He breaks his balls, he doesn't, he hustles, to try to make money, to do whatever. That's a lunchman.
Yeah, but one time at Toronto Film Festival, Radio was up in Toronto.
That's
Dustin
right.
Hoffman was there, and Radio was outside, sitting on the floor outside the
On
hotel.
the way to the hotel.
And Dustin kept sending food down to him from the caterer from the hotel. They would
Really?
bring it.
The
Yeah,
Hungry Radio.
he would get like 3 squares a day on the sidewalk.
This hot little girl comes out in her waitress outfit and brings me food on the street. Unbelievable.
Are you
He was
guys
with his son Zach at the time.
I know.
We were promoting my documentary in Toronto. Remember? Poor
I switched it to San Antonio. Or no?
you, Larry.
Hmm.
How is Larry, by the way?
I haven't spoken to him in a long time.
Is he in better shape or?
I truly I don't know. I have.
Caesar would know, right?
I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
Radio.
I haven't spoken to him.
Vinny, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for taking the time to get here. I'm sorry your guys' flight got messed up, but
No, okay.
you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, too, everybody.
Being here.
Thank you.